So, calling the Notorious Nine to the stage. Brenda Guild, Bryony Penn, Marcel Roy, Murray Reese, Mina Lee Johnson, Jan Slakov, Jean Wilkinson, Ron Ada, and Tommy Mitchell!
Let's hear it for them!
Thank you for your support, everyone, for coming out and opening up your wallets for all of us, and perhaps for others to come who will be willing to be arrested. I'm just going to say a quick word about why I got involved. I've been against this pipeline since I heard of it, but I really felt that it was time to get more active than signing petitions, because it seemed that all the petitions were falling on deaf ears. So I went up to Burnaby Mountain, and I was planning on just helping out in the kitchen. So I camped out on the Thursday night when it was pouring rain and really cold. And the next day, I saw that they had lots of help in the kitchen, and I thought, okay, this is my sign. I'm going to get arrested. So that it was that quick of a decision, and I don't regret it at all. I'm very proud that I was in a position where I could do this. I know not everyone is, and I did it because I was so blown away by the dedication of First Nation people that were up there, and they had been there already for months in all kinds of weather, and sleeping outside in horrible conditions. And I just was so in awe of them, and I thought, geez, surely I can do this for one night and get arrested, show my support. So basically that's why I did it, to support First Nations. It is their territory. And also for everyone, for all of us, for my son and daughter-in-law and my grandchildren, and all of yours. Thank you.
First, I want to just give my heartfelt thanks to Mavis Haichka, respected elder and someone who's inspired me through a long time. And unaccustomed as I am to speaking, I actually didn't prepare a minute because I was going to just give a moment of silence to the 50% of the world's biodiversity has been lost in the last 4 decades. And that last 4 decades is the last 4 decades I've been writing as a journalist. And then Paul said, no, this is a time for celebration. And I said, you're right, because this is a time for celebration. This pipeline isn't going to be built. And I just want to share 2 quick stories. And I'm already forgetting some of the things I was going to say, but one of the moments I'll most remember was one of the Georges said to me as I was walking up to be arrested, he said, "Why are you smiling so much?" And I have never been so happy in my life. Honestly, I have been waiting for 57 years to get arrested. And the thing is it's really funny because when Elizabeth was talking about Clayoquot, I mean, she always beats me and everything, right? So she beat me in Clackett too because she had her baby and she was nursing, but I was pregnant. And my husband had said, you can't get arrested because you can't have a baby in prison. So it was even like worse, right? So I didn't get arrested in Clackett, but I've been sort of wanting to get arrested for a long time. And I was so happy because I knew this was the cause that was finally going to win. And he said, you're happy because it's not going to be built, right? And I said, yeah. And it was such a moment of assurance. And for the last month, I've been traveling up the coast, starting in Campbell River, traveling all the way up, and I ended up in Rupert at a very big Tsimshian funeral of a relative of a good friend of mine. And so the speaker was a fellow called Murray Smith. He's the head of one of the clans in the House of Drifting Kelp, which is Lilu Island. So and just as yes, Minali was saying, we're not the courageous ones here, no way. But something that Murray said, and I want to share it with you all as my because it was such an inspiration, and these are the teachings. He said, many people had come from everywhere to come to this funeral. It was a very, very difficult one. The person that had died was a warrior and had been fighting a lot of these LNG and oil issues in Kitimat and Rupert and everywhere. The north is just inundated with these issues. And Murray Smith stood up and he said, this community is the best insurance policy in the world. And this community is the best insurance policy in the world. And I would just want to raise my hands to all of you. I look out in this audience, and every one of you have given so much to all of us, and I hope I can give something back to you. But you are always here on these issues that matter. And I never for a moment thought, they could have sent me to prison and given me $1 million fine. I didn't even hesitate. And that's because you're here with us all, and I just want to raise my hands to you. Thank you.
First, my sincere thanks to the organizers tonight and to all those who've expressed support for us criminals up here. I've just say that it's been wonderful having lawyers, because this is a whole brand new experience for me dealing with the court system, and it's been also great not having to run back and forth to Vancouver. I admire Minali's courage to do that, but I really, really appreciate the support to avoid that and to have the advice. And I want to recognize Larry, Lucille, and Heather, who also risked being arrested up on Burnaby Mountain. Those particular days, Kinder Morgan decided not to call the cops. I was a bit nervous, but I felt compelled to take strong action against this insane pipeline and tanker project and stand up for environmental, economic, social, and intergenerational justice. I'm not willing to accept the serious threat of a dilbit spill in our waters. And I acted in solidarity with First Nations who've not given consent to have a pipeline go through their unceded territories. I'm very concerned too about the devastating impacts of climate change. My son and daughter, all the young kids I've known through years of teaching, and the children worldwide, they deserve a decent future. Expanding the tar sands and exporting bitumen can only add to climate chaos, and I believe that is truly criminal. I also believe that individual actions add up, and I encourage everyone here to keep finding ways to express opposition to this pipeline. We can, and we must, and we will stop it.
What they said. Absolutely. I asked to go last because I've done something a little different than I believe that the others have done. I'm pleading not guilty because I can't see where I transgressed any of the key terms of the injunction order. The judge has dismissed all but one of these terms, whether I physically obstructed or impeded access to the site. But no one tried to get in or out that day. I would have made way for them. My protest is symbolic. It's as they've stated, the government, the big business, all those things, not to keep workers from putting food on their tables. In labor law, protesters have to stop actual, real people from working. That's not established in contempt of court cases yet. I hope to help change that. Thank you. The order itself says that, by complying with it, I remain at liberty to engage in peaceful, lawful, and safe protest. That's what I did. Now I have to do what I can to make sure that this right is respected. Thank you.
Aw, thank you all so much. Thank you all.